thought I was live on YouTube as well. Because I'm doing this today on TikTok on my phone. I usually do it on my computer, but I realized that for some reason when I do it on my computer, I don't get as many followers. So, all right, let's see. Oh, Logan, go Lion! Man, I really enjoy watching the Lions. I really, really enjoy watching the Lions. Do you have a question, Go Lion? Logan, Go Lion? You follow me, and I appreciate that. Logan, Go Lion, where are you at? Nope, I'm not seeing it. Well, if you have a question, just put it in all caps then for me, Logan, Go Lion, and I'll read it, unless you have an old one. Anybody else follow me? Follow or okay. So now I'm gonna have to do randos because I'm not seeing people following me, and I'm not seeing obviously no one's gifting, and no one has gifted in the past. So I'll do random folks. But please, guys, hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, am I really that annoying that you wouldn't hit the follow button? I guess maybe. I take a little bit of time because I do analytics. I'm not one of these TikTok guys that just throws out a name, throws out a name, throws out a name. You give them 2 names, throws out a name. You give them 3 names, throws out a name. I'm not one of those guys. I want to think like you. I want to think like if I own that team. Okay, should I do Kyron and London for Chase and Ramondre? Oh. Okay, which Chase are you talking about? Chase Brown, Jamar Chase? I know that's ridiculous. You're probably talking Jamar Chase, I'm guessing, but you might be talking Chase Brown. And this is the guy that is like a purple dog, or I don't know, or a Space Invaders guy. And then you have a red and blue with, I don't know, long hair or a hoodie in your avatar. I don't know which Chase you're talking about. And I wouldn't do that deal because I really like Kyron. I think he's somewhere between Joe Mixon and Derrick Henry ish, or Bijan and Joe Mixon, somewhere in there. He's really, really solid. London has had a couple down weeks, and Ramondre, the issues I'm having with Ramondre is this. Yes, he's putting up a lot of points in his last 2 games, and I'm just going to say this for everyone to hear. But if you look at Ramondre's points over the last 2 weeks, I'm not taking away from the guy. Look, I'm not in the NFL, never even close to the NFL. They're the top athletes in the world. So, like when I say I go clean, my live streams are probably too boring for people because I should be more opinionated. Ramondre, his points have been buoyed because he scored 2 touchdowns in his 2 last games. Okay. Last game, I think 1 receiving, 1 rushing, then 2 rushing, and he doesn't really get over 50 yards in either one. So it's not like he's getting 100 yards and a touchdown and putting up, numbers. He's not getting a lot of yards, and his points are very reliant on touchdowns. My only fear is, okay, you can't necessarily predict touchdowns. You could say, oh, well, he averages 1 a game or 2, like this or that, but those numbers are going to go back down at some point. And he doesn't put up enough points or enough yards in either one to get a good amount of points. It's not like he's going over 100 yards combined. He's definitely not, he's nowhere close to going 100 yards receiving or rushing, but he's not getting that combined. So my fear with Ramondre is, in 1 or 2 weeks when he's not getting 2 touchdowns every week, he's not going to have the same amount of points. If you take away one of the touchdowns, let's see, I know this because I've looked him up 1,000 times over the last 2 or 3 days. He's had 22 and 19.9 points. If you take away the 2 touchdowns, it's 12 points. So he got 7.9 and he got 10. All right. So he's not putting up gigantic numbers that make me want to say, okay, he's doing really well. And purple guy with let's see, did you answer the question? Purple guy? Do we know which Chase it is? Are you still around? Okay. Until I know the Chase, I'm just going to move on. Okay. Malin is not him. Marshawn Lattimore traded. Oh, okay. Did that just get broadcast possibly, maybe? Is it up there? That's not up there, right? I'm just I should probably update this. Let's see if it's, this thing's so slow though. Oh yeah, Marshawn Lattimore going to Washington. Commanders acquired Lattimore entering from Saints on Tuesday. It's right to see 729. The Commanders will bolster the roster ahead of potential. All right. Well, that's good. It'll help their defense. Their defense needs work, so not a bad idea. And they know that, to get through Detroit doesn't have a great pass defense, but Washington wasn't very good either. So, yeah, that's big news. Thank you for sharing that. I really mean it, actually. Thank you. See, our listeners give us some good information. Oh, how do I don't want this expanded. How do I get rid of this? No, I can't, can I? I just want to go to the abbreviated. There we go. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay. See, we got the chat helping us out. All right. So we're all up to date on gifts. Don't forget, guys, there's a couple ways you can get me to read your chats. I'll just repeat all of this. Number one, if you gift me, it's like getting a golden ticket. You move to the front of the line. You can gift me a rose that's like worth a penny. You can send that and you move to the front of the line. Once we're all caught up on that, then I go to two different things. Whether or not you followed me or if you've gifted in the past, then you move up in line that way. So let me see. Somebody M just followed me. Doesn't have a name. I get a lot of those. Where's M? Just M, like a purple M. Doesn't have a name. A bunch of people follow me. That's great. When I do this on my computer, it's so much easier, but for whatever reason, I don't get as many views on my computer. So I've rotated back to my phone because I get a lot more. I mean, literally, I was getting 8 people on my computer. Now I have 94. It's nuts. Okay. Thank you for the trade update. See, I like when everybody. Matt Moody follows. I'm just trying to find somebody that has followed 2 Commanders. Caden, let's see. Damn Washington. The trade deadline is 4 p.m. I'm assuming Eastern time because they're headquartered in New York. So it's the way it is in baseball, I know. I'm assuming it's Eastern time is all I mean. Okay. M just followed me, but oh wait, that's Matt Moody. Matt Moody, where are you? You have a question, buddy? I'm not seeing it. Okay, we're all caught up. Okay, somebody who doesn't have, another person without a name but has someone in a red jersey just followed me. Okay, where's your question? I have Stroud. Should I pick up another QB? I'm in an 8-man league. Oh God, yeah, Stroud. I'm sorry, dude. Stroud ran into a wall. I'm being facetious. I'm saying that his numbers just have taken kind of a nosedive. Like in an 8-man league, your quarterback should at least be getting 20 points every week for you to be able to win. Now, maybe your league is a little bit weaker, but like I always say, in a 10-team league, you want your quarterback to have 19 points or higher. In the last 4 weeks, Stroud has only gotten 19 points one time. That was 4 weeks ago. He's had 19, 5, 12, and 11. Now he goes up against Detroit this weekend. That'll be a test to a certain extent. But I think you can throw against Detroit. Let me just double check that. Wide receivers, Lions. Where are the Lions? The Lions are 25th out of 32. So you can pass on the Lions. You can throw on the Lions. Dallas, you can definitely. Tennessee actually has a pretty good defense. Jacksonville's great. Miami, not so much. Kansas City just has an overall really solid defense. They're really good with the run defense. Actually, not so good with the pass defense. The Chiefs. They're 10 against wide receivers. It's tight ends that tight ends can do well against the Chiefs. And I'm not just talking about last night. The Chiefs are ranked like 31st out of 30. Nope. They must have moved up. They're 25th out of 32 teams on points allowed for tight ends. All right. Let's see. Did I answer that question? Okay. Matt Moody, I know you followed me, so let me get King Henry, Kareem Hunt, or Christian McCaffrey this weekend. Well, first of all, it's not a done deal that Christian McCaffrey is playing. You're going to have to check that little notepad thing next to his name to figure that one out. So that's not a done deal, because and you can start checking tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the big practice days. He might be limited. He might not practice tomorrow. Don't worry about it. He'll probably need at least 1 day of a full, not Henry, Christian McCaffrey will need, I'm talking about Christian McCaffrey. He'll need at least 1 day of a full practice in order to go for Sunday, maybe 2, or maybe he'll be limited, which is, half as much, I guess. And then a full practice. Let's look at matchups, because I think that's the way that we have to look at it right now. So Baltimore plays the Bengals. The Bengals run rushing defense. Is it better than I think? The Bengals. The Bengals are number 9 run defense, which isn't bad for the running back, against the running back. So not so bad. And that's Henry. Okay, then you have Hunt. And the Chiefs. See, this is one thing where, I say TikTokers just give you a name. They don't look things up. They don't look at the analytics. I do that. But then they also know who everybody plays. I don't know. I just don't remember that stuff. Okay, they played Denver. So let's see Denver's run defense. The Bengals are 9. The Bronx are 13. Cincinnati is number 9 against the running back. Denver is 13. And McCaffrey, the 49ers play Tampa Bay. They're not so good. But then I have a caveat that I'll mention in just a second. The 49ers. Oh, God. Why can't I just see this stuff? 49ers are number 16. Okay. So the worst ranked run defense will be McCaffrey. My only concern is, number 1, if McCaffrey plays, like whether or not he plays. So you might not even have that option. Number 2, are they going to baby him, limit him, whatever you want to call it? Are they going to protect him a little bit? Is he going to be maybe in 60 to 80% of the touches that he normally does, or the snaps that he usually gets? All right. Is that going to be it? So there is a little worry there. If it was McCaffrey's second week, I would have a better answer for you. But right now, my fear is McCaffrey, they put in 80% of what he normally comes in. Okay. But you have to ask yourself, is 80% of McCaffrey better than Hunt? Now, Hunt goes against the number 13th ranked rush defense in Denver. If you look at what Hunt was doing until the overtime, he wasn't doing a lot. Okay. Like that touchdown propelled him to get 18 points or 17 points. So he was hovering around 10 up until that point. Okay. Now, if it didn't go to overtime, he doesn't have all those points. I know but you want to say, well, he was in the game and he got those points. I totally get it. But the thing with Hunt is that's the one sort of worrisome thing with me. He has not been as consistent as he has. My allergies are crazy. It's been raining for like 2 days straight. Okay, like Kareem Hunt. Oh, what just happened? Why does it do that? Okay. So Kareem Hunt had 18 points yesterday, but 6 of them came on the touchdown, and I don't know how many others came, in overtime. Okay. He had 12.8, 21, 18, and 9.5. What I'm saying is, if that game doesn't go to overtime, he doesn't get more than 12 points. And in a 10-team fantasy league, you want your running backs, wide receivers, and flex to get at least 13 points for you. So what I'm saying is he was a product of the overtime. His points were a product of going on overtime. Okay, if that makes sense. I think you can play Derrick Henry. Let me just look at his numbers. I have a hard time saying to you, Matt Moody, you need to sit Derrick Henry. Like, it almost is like a sin to say that. So, you look at Derrick Henry, last 4 weeks, 25, 14, 24, 25. You go, let's go 4 weeks before that, 16, 34, 29, 16. And he's gone up against Kansas City. He only had 10.6 points. Kansas City's one of the best run defenses, but that was the first game of the year and one of his lowest attempt rushing totals. He actually had that in week 8 too, when they lost to Cleveland. I think Cleveland threw a curveball at them. But he's gone up again. He's played Cincinnati and got 16 points in Cincinnati. So there's no reason to think that he won't get at least 16 points again. Okay. The safer decision in my mind, Matt Moody, is Henry and Hunt. Okay. If you want to gamble and put McCaffrey in, I would swap him out for Hunt. So you can go Henry and Hunt for sort of the steady pick, the conservative pick, since it's voting day. Not conservative in that way, but just the steadier pick, the safer pick, if it will. The gamble pick would be Henry and McCaffrey, because you don't know how healthy McCaffrey is, if he's going to have any rust, and we don't know if he's going to be limited unless they say that. It might come out that, oh, well, we knew, like it might come out after the game that they've decided to limit him, let's say. So let me do a quick reset. I don't think we got any gifts. There's a couple of ways that you can get your question to sort of bubble up to the top of the radar for me. The easiest way is to send me a gift. A rose, it's a penny. A lightning bolt, it's a penny. You send me one of those, you go to the front of the line. That's your golden ticket. We're all caught up on those right now. So the other ways that you sort of bubble to the top is you get, you follow me, and it looks like, oh, no, that was wrong. I get to do it again now. TikTok has you do these stupid puzzles in the middle of your live stream to make sure you're not just turning the camera on. But okay, so there's a couple ways for your question to bubble to like my view, to get on my radar. Number one, the golden ticket, the way you go first in line is to send me a gift. Number two way, if we're caught up with gifters, the number two way then is to follow me or have gifted in the past. And I'm just trying to see, I have a lot of view. All right. Tyrell Bowery. I'm not good with the French way of saying things. So Bior. Okay, Tyrell, I'm not seeing a question. I get that a lot today. No problem, Matt Moody. Thank you for your support. Hopefully you guys follow too. And if you follow today because you want your question asked and you unfollow me later, I know people do that. If you want to be sort of that petty, fine. If I'm that annoying, then you can unfollow me. But really, are you really going to unfollow me? Am I really giving bad advice? It's free to follow me. If you want your questions read right now, all you have to do is follow me, and you'll probably jump to the front of the line because I'm not seeing anybody who's followed me that has a question right now. I'm not seeing anyone that has gifted me in the past that has a question. Somebody just followed me. All right, Julian. This thing is so weird doing it on my phone. Julian. Okay, CD and Connor for Neighbors and Swift. Well, with Dak on IR, for at least 4 to 6 weeks, CD probably won't have much value unless Rush, the quarterback in Dallas, is some gifted person that we just don't know about. Connor is relatively steady. Now, Swift, I want to say he was not Swift this past week, that is. And he got 11.7, but before that, he was relatively consistent 26, 19, 19, 18.9, and 11 against Arizona. All of a sudden, Arizona is like some defensive juggernaut. But the Bears go up against New England. Now there is some question, and I do tend to agree with it, about Williams as the quarterback again and whether or not he's really commanding the offense. But, I think Arizona is getting better. I think they're feeling good as a team overall. I mean, they're winning games now. And he had 11.2 points, which is average in a 10-team league, but it's high average because you want to score 13 points. They had 11.2. It's relatively high. I would say 9 to 12 are pretty good average on a 10-team league. So let's see. Neighbors hasn't been putting up the points he had before the injury. My guess is that it will get back to that. However, I think Slayton will take away still some of Neighbors' catches just because that's what they had to do, or that's who Daniel Jones had to throw to when Neighbors was out. I don't think it's a bad trade. My question to you, though, Julian, is how does it make you better? Do you feel like CD will have no value and Neighbors will have value, and that Connor and Swift are kind of a push? That's the way I'm seeing it. The way I see your trade right now is CD's value might be going down. It's an unknown. Maybe he will have value, maybe he won't. But your fear probably is that he won't have value. I need to get rid of him. You're going to get Neighbors, who right now doesn't have the value he had 6-7 weeks ago. But you think, hey, J-Wad, thank you for the rose. You'll be next on the list after I get through Julian. Thank you for the gift. That's how you get to the front of the line, everybody. It cost 1 penny, and maybe less even. I don't know. But I see where you're going there. I think Connor and Swift, technically, let me just do this real quick. Let me just look up Connor. Connor. So Connor's been 13, 13, 16, 4, 13, 17, 3, 18. You could actually say that Connor's a little bit more consistent than Swift because he's hit that 13 or higher mark more times, but Swift had that chunk where he went 26, 19, 19, and 18.9. But realistically, Connor and Swift are probably within range of each other. I think you're trading CD because you fear that he won't have value because of Dak, and that you'll take your chances with Neighbors. I don't have a problem with that, but Neighbors for the last 2 weeks has had 10 points. Tyreek, I'm just throwing this out there, has had 10 points. So, there just seems to be some wide receivers that have been stuck the last 2 weeks at 10 points. And we don't know if CD will have value or not. It's not a done conclusion that CD won't have value with Rush as the quarterback. And actually, let me look up CD because wasn't he hurt as well? I don't think his is as serious, but let me just double check on that to make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Is considered week to week, but there's optimism he'll be able to play Sunday against the Eagles. Okay, so it looks like they're optimistic that he'll play, but with Dak out, it will hurt his value as of right now because we think that Rush isn't going to help him get the points. So again, Julian, the way I look at it, and I'll see if you answered on any of this, I see it, Julian, as if that's what you're going for, if you just think that CD won't have any value, here we go. Yeah, honestly, I feel like CD won't have any value. That's why I'm trading. Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, it's clear. I understand. I definitely understand. But just know that CD could have an upside still. But yeah, I mean, if that's a trade on the table, go for it. I don't know if the person said yes or no or whatever it is, but yeah, all you can do is try it. Sometimes as an owner, you almost have to trade on emotion a little bit sometimes. I try to remove it. I try to make everything objective, but I got to tell you, I picked up Denver's defense last week and I started them and they got me -1. Now they played Baltimore. They got -1. I couldn't hit the waiver wire quick enough to get rid of them. Like, oh my God, but I think what I ended up doing was putting a claim on Minnesota, who I was annoyed with. I got a little emotional with defense because I have this one team that's always close, but just a couple points away. And when Denver got -1 defense, or was it -1 or -3? Anyway, they got -1 or -3. I think it was -3 this week. I was so mad. I'm like, I've never had a defense or a player get a negative number. It's the first time. I was so mad and I had to get rid of them. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to say, look, I don't think this guy has it anymore. I don't think he's going to put up the numbers. All right, J Wad, let's get to you. I know you sent out a rose. Where are we at here? Where are we at? That's Jackson. Don't forget to hit that follow, guys, and don't forget to hit that like. Jameson Williams. Got it, right? He's back now at Detroit. Yes, Jackson. I'm looking for Jawad's question. Jawad. I might be saying it wrong. Oh, Dot gave a rose. I think Dot or period or whatever you are, you might be new. There's an asterisk we used to get. That's how you move to the front of the line. Jawad, Jawad, I'm not seeing a question from you, and it could mean a couple of different things. I think 3 things. You didn't send it. Like you don't have one. You sent it. I didn't see it because I'm doing this on my phone again. Because I realize on my computer I get no viewers for whatever reason. And then, or TikTok, from what I understand, filters out questions sometimes or comments. So I'm looking for the dot or the period. Mike Williams to Steelers. Oh, is that the? Oh, I gotta update these, huh? We're getting hot takes. Mike Williams. He was with the Jets last, right? We getting this? Come on. No, they don't. See, they don't even have it on this. Why do I pay for RotoWire? You're a day late and $1 short, guys. This is crazy. Let me go to ESPN. That's crazy. Come on. NFL trade grades. Commanders for Lattimore. Cowboys trade for Mingo. I take your word for it. Let's just see. Mike Williams, where is he at here? Schefter, Steelers trade for Jets wide receiver Mike Williams. Yeah. 5th round draft pick. That'll be good with Pickens. I think that'll help Pickens actually out a little bit. I really do believe. I mean, Pickens, I think Pickens could put up bigger numbers, but if they kept putting, if the secondary puts the focus on Pickens, he's not going to put, he had like 19 points and he had 9 points, So I think it's a good thing actually for Pickens to have Williams in there. I don't know that how much more in the tank Mike Williams has, but I think that's a good trade. And he wasn't doing much with the Jets, so this might even help him out. I don't know if, I'm not saying go pick him up today or anything like that. Let's just look up Mike Williams. Let's look him up while I'm gabbing here, okay? And I didn't see anything, and Dot just gave me, I don't know. Oh, Dot does have a question. Trade away Puka and CMC for Jefferson. My wide receivers are Tyreek and Amon-Ra. My running backs are Aaron Jones, Swift, Connor. Okay, Aaron Jones, Swift, Connor are all like second tier receivers behind like Bijan, Saquon, and Henry-ish. Okay. So that's good. What I don't like here on your wide receivers, you traded away Puka and CMC. Okay, you got Jefferson and you got Amon-Ra. That's great. Tyreek, like I said, has only been putting up 10 points the last 2 weeks. I don't love what Tyreek's been doing. Okay, the last 2 weeks with Tua as the quarterback. So I kind of like that you got Jefferson and you can sit Tyreek now and maybe this week. I mean, or you can take the gamble that, oh, this is the week that he's going to play better. But he's not been putting up great numbers. Let's just see real quick. Miami plays Los Angeles. Los Angeles's defense against wide receivers? The Rams. Well, the Rams are number 27 out of 32 teams on the most amount of points given up to a points average per game, fantasy points average per game for wide receivers at 24.5. So they're not very good. So that will probably be a decent matchup for you. I'm trying to get this so my stupid head doesn't block it, but I guess you can see that. So maybe you go Tyreek as a flex. I'm trying to Aaron Jones, Swift. I know Chicago has a tough schedule the rest of the way, so you'll have to see how Swift is doing. But yeah, I think it's. I hope you don't kick yourself for getting rid of CMC, because if you had Puka, let's see, Puka and Amon-Ra, CMC, Connor. Yeah, you're probably better. It has made your team better. Dot, period, whatever you go by. And then you have like an anime face with blonde hair. So I would, yeah, it's made your team better. At first I read it, I'm like, oh, CMC and Puka. Okay. Oh, I get it though. I get it. You want to, like, you can put Amon-Ra and Jefferson in and close the door. I get it. And I think they both have had their bye, right? Maybe I'm not right about that, but I thought they did. So that's even better. You don't have the option of playing CMC. But yeah, I think Connor and Jones alone, although Jones has been splitting some time up there. What is it? I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, I think it's a good trade. I think it made your team better. Yeah. Well, hopefully, though, CMC doesn't go crazy. Then you might be kicking yourself. All right, let's see. All right, we are all caught up. Oh, Jawad, there you go, or Jawad. Sorry. Herbert, reliable quarterback. Just jumped on me. Quarterback. Rest of the season in my 12-man. I've been playing Bo Nix last 2 weeks. I actually think Herbert will be more reliable than Bo Nix. Let me look at his rest of schedule. Although, I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt because there's a reason that everyone says any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, Cleveland can beat Baltimore. So, but Herbert has Tennessee, not very good. Cincinnati, you can throw on, and the Chargers have a very good defense. Baltimore, you can throw on. Atlanta, you can throw on. Kansas City has a good defense, but it's harder to run against them than to throw on them. You can throw against Tampa Bay. Denver. I'm just going wide receivers. New England then again. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a tough schedule. Let me just look at. I know Denver's. The Broncos are number 8. They give up the 8th fewest points for wide receivers, so that'll be a tough matchup. But yeah, I think the schedule favors Herbert. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. I really do. I just picked up Herbert in one of my other leagues. I needed a quarterback. I like Love, and I think Love is going in the wrong direction. Plus, he might be injured, and I think Herbert's putting up good points. They don't have I didn't have a lot of options off the waiver wire, and I'm not into trades because this happens often. Everybody wants everything. Like if you try to make a fair trade, everybody wants to be overly compensated, which annoys me. So, all right. How long have I been on? I don't know. I think I'm all caught up on gifting right now, guys. So I'm going to jump off. I'll go live again in a few hours, but I'm just need a little break, I guess, right now. But don't forget to hit that follow button to know when I go live, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Oh, hey, YouTube people, don't leave. I'm here. Who's still on? Is All in One Show on? We'll just go YouTube for a while because it's not as busy as TikTok. Can't believe I'm doing this. All in One, are you still there? Oh, you're probably there because you sent this at 12:36. All right, let's get All in One talking here now. All right, we're just on YouTube. Hey, Footballer Nick, if you're still around. All right. Yeah, Euro African. Have you ever kissed a man? Well, I don't kiss and tell. Who do you think the Chargers would trade and get? What do they need? I mean, I think, do they need, Footballer Nick, a wide receiver? I don't think they need a running back. All right, Abiel Tekeski, if you're in, let me know. I know All in One is probably still here. Let me get to him. Puka, Frazee, and Kelsey. Need to get rid of Kelsey. Well, Kelsey didn't put up, he wasn't bad. Puka, Frazee, and Kelsey? Ugh. I think if you're trading away Zay and Kelsey, you're giving up a lot. Like, isn't Puka and Zay kind of on the same level? Maybe Puka's a little bit better, but I think Zay right now, actually because of Deontay Johnson, has decent value because probably the defenses are zeroing in on Zay Flowers, kind of like what they do with Garrett Wilson in New York with Devontae Adams. 5-4 on a 5-game win streak. Can I go and trade for Puka? You can trade for Puka, but it sounds like you're mad at Kelsey or you don't play Kelsey. Okay. Sometimes we have to trade on emotion. So there's that. Let's see. Burrow, Gibbs, Swift, Flowers, London, Kittle, Higgins. Bench is Jacobs, Kelsey, McMillan. McMillan wasn't even, hey, Jamie Sampson. Jamie Sampson. Is that a Nathaniel person? I can't even remember. I am on my mom's phone. Okay. I'm just on YouTube now, guys. And it says I only have one person on. Is All in One Show still here? Because I just said to everybody on TikTok that I was jumping off, but then I noticed that I forgot that I was still on YouTube because I was doing everything on my phone and I was getting a lot more people on my phone on TikTok. And so I'm staying on YouTube. What the heck? Why not? But I told everyone around 12:36 that I was jumping off, but I stayed on. So probably everybody got off who had asked questions before that. So I feel bad now. So now I might as well get off. All right, I'm going to jump off. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button.